Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another, hopefully uplifting discussion, another Minecraft discussion on all things well-being. This is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm still in Boston on Well-Being Biz for Champlain, of which I'm just very excited. I've got one thing in about an hour, and then I'm going to Uber myself on over to some brewery. I don't know, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk about all the cool things we're doing. So today I want to just kind of continue the conversation on savoring because it's about becoming the boss of our brain, right? Well, that has to do with being mindful and being grateful. And savoring is kind of an amped up combo of both of those things because we're in the moment, very alert and awake. Because remember, mindfulness is not at all about being asleep, it's about being alert and awake in this moment right now, right? And also the gratitude piece, because mindfulness and gratitude go together like peas and carrots. They're intricately and intimately related. And so savoring is when we're in that moment, right? It's also the precursor to flow because they're in that moment when we're savoring, there's no one else we'd rather be in the world and nowhere else we'd rather be in the world. Whether that's a cup of hot chocolate or the good company of someone or just closing your eyes and breathing the smells in the woods, or maybe it's you're making something fabulous, which actually also inspired me to talk about this because I'm on Well-Being Biz, as I mentioned. So I want to kind of get out of the hotel to get some really amazingly good for lunch because I'm just a total foodie. I love to eat, like I just do. And so the nice people at the front desk, these nice ladies, gave me a tip about this awesome deli around the corner. So I went in there and was completely, in a good way, overwhelmed with the goodies in there. It looked, I don't know, it was like an Italian deli with like everything. And there are all kinds of construction workers in there who made me feel like, I don't mean they made me feel, this is a good way. They're just like 9 feet tall, and I felt very 5 feet tall. That's all I'm saying. They were very pleasant. So I was really struggling to figure out what I wanted to have out of this assortment of amazing things. And this 9 foot tall, because they just seem huge to me, like this very big. This guy went, said, go ahead, because I need time. And he then ordered something I didn't even see, 2 meatball subs, and I watched the woman behind the counter putting together those meatball subs, and I said, oh, I'll have what he's having, thank you very much, and brought that back, and oh my God, I thought I just, died and went straight to my great reward, as my grandmother would say. Wow, just sinking into every bite, making all sorts of sound effects, even though no one's in here. It makes me think of when Harry met Sally, I'll have what he's having kind of thing. Oh my gosh, so savoring is in it, and the thing is, it's also when we savor, let's say with my meatball sub, it's going in like resilience wise, like self-esteem wise, because there are many people who don't, I know this because I've had so many discussions with especially young adult people over the last almost 12 amazing years at Champlain. Lots of them, and I know it's true for seasoned folks, I've had talks with them, conversations with them too, who they have a much easier time thinking about taking care of and loving other people, but have a really hard time doing this with themselves. And here's the good news with savoring. This is a good kind of like baby step to self-care, because you can, and starting out with hot chocolate or a meatball sub or whatever. And actually this morning, sunset was killer. I didn't even know I was facing east, and then I did immediately because the orange and pinks, and it was just, oh my God, it was just so amazing. Starting out with sunrise, did I say sunset? Anyway, sunrise, and meatball subs and good conversation and whatever can be a way to really get going with the self-care in a way that's like a little step if it's hard for you. And it's important also to not judge yourself. Why? I can't even take care of myself, meaning self-care wise. I can't even do this. I can't even, blah, blah. That's not what you want. You say, okay, I'm realizing that this is one way I'd really like to improve in my life. And I'm going to start today by sitting with this cup of coffee or really good burger or salad or whatever, or this person or this walk, whatever. And I'm going to savor this today, and I'm going to tell myself what a darn good job I did. That is what it's about right there. Okay, so I'm also going to use my own little cheat sheet here. So 10 tips for this. One is, this is my Psychology Today article. Realize that life is not a dress rehearsal. I cannot say enough about that. We're often waiting to savor. I think of actually very simple things when I think of savor. You can savor, a wedding like we did yesterday, but within all that big stuff, I was savoring the decorations, which were my favorite color. The food was amazing. In addition to all the biggies, like watching our son get married and meeting this wonderful new family and his beautiful bride and her dress, all that. It also was, the smell in the air, with the food and the taste of the wine and all that stuff. So, not a dress rehearsal. That means don't put off enjoying yourself, even if it is, a lunch or something. Don't put it off, because there's no guarantees. This is the big game. Next is make a daily not to-do list. For all you to-do list people, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't want to-do list shame anybody. I don't want to shame anybody for any reason. Why? Because I'm on an anti-shame campaign. And in case you can't tell, I am really pumped for today's events. I'm also extroverted, and I get charged by meeting all kinds of new people, and I can't wait. Just say no. Tell yourself. I love this. We were talking about when I was walking out in the woods with little Giovanni, that savoring also is a break from accomplishment, because we are so accomplishment focused in the US of A, which I love. I love the good old US of A, and we're not saying it's not important to accomplish. It's actually part of Marty Seligman's PERMA, Father of Positive Psychology. That's the A in PERMA, is accomplishment. So that's good within reason. We just don't want to, balance is the key, because we can be over-focused on accomplishment, and that rips us right out of the moment, which we don't want to do. So just say no is just we're exempt from accomplishment for the next 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, whatever, while we have the meatball sub, or while we go for a walk, or sit with this person, or have my tea in the morning, write my gratitude journal. For that 15 minutes, I don't need to think about accomplishing anything or goals for that day. Just take a break. Next, I have get out of Dodge. I have savorers in training. And so that might be some of you who are just getting started with the well-being path. And if you're watching this video, that counts, because you're attracted to watching this video and hopefully others as well, and reading positive affirmation stuff. You're on the path right there. And so savorers in training often need to have some alone time in order to become fully confident, closing your eyes, taking it all in, and do what you need to do to make it work for you. Personally, I guess because I've just been in this for a while, I will literally, I did it yesterday, actually. I wanted to be early for the wedding just so I didn't have any issues, and I sat in my Jeep and put on meditation music, tipped the seat back, eyes closed, palms up, and don't care who's watching. And you know what? If you're not there yet, because there was a time when I wasn't there yet for sure, people are watching and stuff, then get out of Dodge. Give yourself that comfort zone so you get started, and then reinforces all the good stuff you're doing for yourself. Remember to work to live and not live to work. And this is a big statement coming from me, because I love, capital LOVE, what I do. And I've got a dual role, as I think you know by now, teaching Mindcraft and some other things, and also all the cool well-being stuff that I get to travel around and do on campus with faculty, staff, parents, students. I can't even, my cup just runneth over, especially today, because I love doing in-person presentations and stuff. And I also went for the Chronicle too. And that said, though, even when we love what we do, remember that it's about spreading the love and also to be with our families and have all those connections with friends. If you've got overlap like I do, good for you. But it's very important to remember that it kind of goes back to the first one, which is life is not a dress rehearsal, for sure. And then we already did this one. Start with food, because savors and training, that's like a concrete thing that's easier to do, especially if it's hard for you, because you can hold the hot tea or hot chocolate in your hand and then really have a more savoring experience that way versus in something abstract. I have let go of time. While you're in savor state, consciously let go of anything else. Be there and then when you're ready, re-enter the world as you know it. the world will continue to spin without you and me. It's just true. Close your eyes and just take it all in. And then I have become an active listener, which is super related to mindfulness because we're actively engaged, fully attenuating to that person or people who are with us, and savoring those we love is dependent upon focusing on them and what they're saying. It's rather than thinking of what we're going to say next, or even if it's good, you chiming in with some really good advice, good tips. Take some deep breaths and just wait. And this is one with my fast mind. I'm constantly working at that because I feel like I'm like 5 steps ahead and I just want to like jump in, and it can be difficult at times. But think about how good it feels to be actively listened to. When something is super exciting, you want to share it with somebody, and just share it with somebody you know who cares that you just had this exciting thing happen. Or if it's the opposite and it's a heartbreaking thing, there isn't a better feeling in the world than having a broken heart validated, or when you're lonely or just sad about something, or it's just so important and a big part of the whole savoring experience. And then I have embrace a brief phone fasting. And we all know how I feel about the cell phones. I make videos with them. I'm not on it much unless I'm uploading this video, because that's how I know how to do it. Brief text with kids, and that's it. Unplug the drug. Unplug the drug. It has to be all the way off. If it's not all the way off, you can hear the bings, tings, and ringtones and all that, and it's gonna, even if you're like wanting to abstain, your one eye's like, but what, because the brain does not shut off. The brain is thinking, who is that? What, I'm FOMO, and I'm trying to ignore it. It's having this conversation. The phone has to be totally off for you to have this experience. And then the last one is this making savoring an actual lifestyle. So it starts out by doing some of this little stuff with the hot chocolate and working into like really and actively listening. And remember too that it's about progress and not perfection. Okay? The P word, meaning perfection, is a very bad word. You're better off dropping the F-bomb than saying that awful word. So that means if you savored the tea today, you had a really good conversation with somebody, even if it was 2 minutes long, and you actively listened, and then you kind of fall off the savor wagon, by this afternoon, so what? The fact that you were savoring, a couple of your life minutes is a step in the right direction. Remember how much the brain likes patterns. So the more we savor, the more we will continue to savor, because that behavior is strengthened. The thoughts are strengthened, and the feelings and the behavior are all strengthened, because the brain, it's kind of like giving a dog a cookie, and it likes that, all that repetition, and it'll get easier and easier to do. So like anything else, we need to practice savoring. What did I write here? The next time you're in a hot shower or delightful bubble bath, savor it. A warm and crackling fire. I love a warm and crackling fire, especially this time of year. Savor it. 5-star sex with a loving partner. Savor it. Transcend time and feel the joy. Okay, this is about practicing, because whatever we practice, we inevitably get good at. So if you want to have a savoring lifestyle, which remember is mindfulness and gratitude amped up, okay, and it feeds into our feeling of original worthiness and self-value, which is all wrapped up in savoring. So I guess that's it. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Have a mindful and savoring day.